Once upon a time, there was an old mother pig who had 3 little pigs and not enough food to feed them. So when they were old enough, she sent them out into the world to seek their fortunes. The first little pig was very lazy. "Now I won't need to walk so far to the brickworks. I'd much rather do less work and then spend the rest of my afternoon relaxing." He didn't want to work at all, so he built his house out of straw. The second pig worked a little bit harder, but he was somewhat lazy too. "Now I won't need to walk so far to the brickworks. Sticks are much stronger than straw. I think they'll do the job. But anyways, I'm so tired now. I'd much rather do less work and spend the rest of my afternoon relaxing." So he built his house out of sticks. Then they sang and danced and played together for the rest of the day. The third little pig worked hard all day and built his house with bricks. It was a sturdy house, complete with a fine fireplace and chimney. It looked like it could withstand the strongest winds. The next day, a wolf happened to pass by the lane where the 3 little pigs lived. He saw the first pig's straw house and sniffed out what was inside. "A pig!" he cried. "That little piggy would make a mighty fine meal for my dinner tonight." Ha 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 ha. So he knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in." "No, no, no, not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin." So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down." So he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. The wolf opened his jaws very wide and bit down as hard as he could. But the first little pig escaped from the wolf and ran away as quickly as he could to hide with the second little pig. The wolf continued down the lane and passed by the second house made of sticks. He smelled the pigs inside, and again, his mouth began to water as he thought about the fine dinner they would make. So he knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in."
"No, no, no, not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin."
So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down." So he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. And the 2 little pigs were left standing in front of the scary wolf. The wolf tried to catch both pigs at once, but he was too greedy, and his big jaws clamped down on nothing but a mouthful of air. And the 2 little pigs scrambled away as fast as their little hooves would take them. The wolf chased the pigs down the lane and almost caught them, but they both made it to the brick house just in time and slammed the door shut before the wolf could catch them. The 3 little pigs huddled together in the house, trembling in fear of the wolf outside. The wolf hadn't eaten all day, so he had worked up a large appetite, chasing the little pigs around. Now that he could smell all 3 of them inside, he knew that a lovely feast was waiting for him on the other side of the brick walls. So the wolf beat his paws against the door and said, little pigs, let me in."
"No, no, no, not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin."
So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down." Well, he huffed, and he puffed. He puffed, and he huffed. And he huffed, and he puffed. But he could not blow the house down. At last, he was so out of breath and finally said, I just can't huff or puff anymore. When he found that he could not, with all his huffing and puffing, blow the house down, the wolf got very angry indeed. He announced, I will get down your chimney and eat you from inside your house. When the little pigs saw what he was going to do, they hung a pot full of water in the fireplace and made a blazing fire. Just as the wolf was coming down, they took off the lid, and the wolf fell straight into the boiling water. The little pig immediately shut the lid.
And that was the end of the Big Bad Wolf.